What's up YouTube, Phoenix DD back with another video about Black Clover Mobile. So today we will be talking about confirmed characters, potential characters, and also potentially the first banner coming to the game. So without further ado, let's get started. So we have Black Clover Mobile to thank for this incredible infographic with all the currently confirmed characters. We have William and Mars as the SSRs, we have SRs, we have rares. So looks very basic and looks pretty simple as far as we know. In my last video, I did say that I didn't know what the icons meant, but now that we have like a full overview of all the icons, we can kind of hint and see what characters will be what. So right now, at the very least, if we look at William, he has a plus sign. Well, for the most part, he has a plus sign. It's his icon, so he's either going to be a healer or a support. Him and Mimosa. So just thinking about Black Clover in general, like their lore and what these characters do in the manga and anime, they're most likely going to end up being healers. Healers or support, but I'm more inclined to say a healer. And then for Mars, we have what seems to be a sword icon. So Mars, Klaus, and Asta all have the sword icon. And if we go back to the trailer, and if we go to the part where Mars is actually shown, right here. So we can see that he has high attack, 675 attack. If this is his confirmed like actual attack stat, 675 is level 1 and then 0 magical power. So with that, I'll say there's a very good chance that Mars, Klaus, and Asta are all going to be physical attackers in a sense. So if we go to, that's luck. If we go to Asta, we see here Asta has 300 attack, 30 magical attack, so very good chance that those three characters will end up being kind of the physical damage side of the game, with the rest of the characters, or at least 90% of characters, being magical. So another interesting thing is Luck is magical as well, so had him up. Yeah, so Luck has 240 attack and then 300 special magic power. I'm just gonna call it special. I know it's magic power, but I'm calling it special. And then the last role we have is for Noel, which we really don't know what this role is. It could be an all-rounder. We don't know if their icons will be based off of anything outside of their stats. So if we go back to the trailer, I think Noel was the first character shown. 20 physical attack, 200 magic, and 210 defense. And then Yuna has the same stat line as Noel. So it is interesting to see overall power-wise. Oh my gosh, I'm going all over the place. Overall power, Yuno does have 20 more power than Noel, so that could be a difference in skills. His skills could provide him with like a attack buff or anything of the sort. So we don't really know, but it's going to be interesting to see. Oh, I'm going back to the trailer one more time. If we see here, there is 18 characters that this, I guess, test trailer account has. If we go to the list, we have, I believe, 16, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, we have 16 characters, which means there are 2 that are listed that we are missing. But in the tweet that I got, the infographic, there was a comment under saying that Lotus will be in the game. So I pulled it up previously before I started, but if we go to Gao, it's going to be easier if I just play the trailer and then pause once we get there. Okay. The trailer moves kind of quickly, so let me go there. I'm going to reduce the playback speed. We're going to play. Okay, so he was there for a second. I'm going to try one more time before I just continue. Alright, well, I'm going to try it one more time. There we go. So there is Lotus right there. We can confirm Lotus is character, for the most part, number 17 for the game. We don't know his tag or his role. We'll just call it role. Well, I'm just going to call it a role for now. We don't know his role, so he could be a potential all-rounder like Noel. He has what, smoke magic, so yeah, I think he might end up being a support character for the most part. And then that's about it. I looked back in this trailer a few more times and I didn't see any kind of new rare of the sort. I didn't see a new rare. I didn't see, like when during the scrolling part, like on the right hand side, I didn't see a new rare or anything. So we don't know what else they have in store, or what, you know, what that potential last character is, but there is at least one more character that's not being shown on the list, so there's a good chance it could be an SR. But just looking at the current list we have now and thinking about all the current Black Bulls that we know, we are missing Charmy, Gray, and Gordon. So I do think one of those three are definitely going to end up being a rare, potentially. If we think back to Phantom Knights, they had what, Gray as a 2-star, I want to say, and then Gordon was also a 2-star. Or yeah, no, Gordon was a 3. I don't remember, sorry. But one of those two I think could end up being the last rare slot. But again, they both could easily be in the game. Charmy, I'm more so thinking could be an SR, and potentially she might have been the character under Lotus. Why would she be under Lotus and not with the rest of the Black Bulls? I'm not sure, but I don't think the SR has a particular order. Yeah, it looks like it doesn't have a particular order for the SRs here, so it could just about be anything as far as we know. So then for Charmy, if she were to have a role, if it is confirmed, then most likely healer. For me, ideally, I'd like to see at least one character, or at least one rarity have, or, oh my gosh, I can't say this right. But each rarity has its own, like, I still didn't say it right. But you know what I mean, like a healer in SSR, a healer in SR, and a healer in rare. So each rarity has, or each role, I'm just going to stop it. You guys know what I mean. I'm just messing up too much. Alright, but yeah, that's all for the current confirmed characters. We still have that last slot that's a question mark. They clearly aren't showing every character or all the characters we have access to when the game will come out, because there's no game that just drops 2 of their like SSR/5 stars, right? So very good chance that there's going to be more. On the talk of SSRs and 5 stars, I do think Yami will also be a 5-star that starts the game. Yeah, like, we didn't really see much of Vengeance or William in Season 1, so I definitely would say, especially with their rivalry as well, Yami's most likely going to end up being an SSR. Probably a physical attacker. Yeah, because he does use his sword for the most part, but I guess with that logic, right, I did expect Luck to be a physical attacker, so we don't really know. No real confirmation, but I can definitely see Yami being on drop, or on release, as well as Jack. I do think Jack would make a good addition to the, I mean, again, we're going to get these characters eventually. It's just kind of what characters will be available during the start of the game, and which will be the first banners or first few banners, etc. So definitely Yami. I was talking to a couple of friends, and one did say that Julius would be a good add to the starting roster, which I'll agree to that. Julius would definitely be a good character to add in the beginning. Julius. So, yeah, Julius, Yami, potentially one more character. I'm not entirely sure, but that's all we have for the most part right now. And since this will be, for the most part, Season 1, I do expect the first banners, or a banner to include Asta, Demon Dweller Asta, and then Yuno and Bell. Hopefully they don't make Yuno and Bell a skill, because that would feel pretty bad. So here's hoping that those two do end up being SSR characters, either the first banner for Season 1 or maybe even the last banner moving into like Season 2 and what other new stuff they could add, but we definitely should expect them to be a banner character at some point during at least Season 1. And then I want to say that's about it. We don't really have that much details to go off of. There's no other character that I would assume was really relevant in either season, or well, in Season 1. But we do have like 2 fodder characters, so you never know. You never know what they could add, or who they could add, or, you know, what would happen. But talking about banner wise, I think a lot of some people will be concerned about the banners because we don't know if there will be pity, if there's what the rates will be like. Again, this is all speculation, so we shouldn't really get our hopes up too much. But personally, I'd like to see 5%. 5% for just regular banners. I also want them to give us the kind of classic beginner banner where, 3 summons and you get a guaranteed SSR at the end of the 3rd summon. And then you can get a SSR anywhere in between steps, like either 1 or 2. So I think that'd be a cool thing to see. I'm really hoping it does have pity. I mean, what gacha game kind of doesn't have pity nowadays? I think very few, if any. But it really would depend on what their pity is, right? Like, I wouldn't want like full-blown Genshin pity, because that's a big yikes. But Grand Cross? Because, you know, since the head of the founder of Vic Game Studio is from Grand Cross, potentially we could expect them to be like, what's the pity for I don't know what the pity for Grand Cross is, like 30 multis or 30 summons. I want to say maybe. I haven't played Grand Cross in like half a year, so I really wouldn't know. But potentially 30 multis, or I have been playing the new Shaman King game, Fubari Chronicles, and their pity is actually 25 multi, so I honestly would prefer that than 30. So yeah, but we'll definitely see what this game has in store. Again, a lot of people are excited. There's still a lot of things that we're missing aspect wise. We don't know what the gameplay will be like, but again, it does hint towards a lot of turn-based. You can, I mean, at the very least, we know you can bring 4 characters into a fight, right? So I think for the most part, a lot of people would do double DPS, 1 support, and then potentially Noel. Or people might just even do full-blown 4 attackers, right? So for 3 attackers, 1 healer. Again, we don't know. People will have their own playstyle. We don't know what the skills will be, but I think flat out Mars will probably end up being a really good character. I can definitely see Mars end up being a really good character. Diamond magic, he has flame recovery magic as well, so he could be a self-sustainable attacker. Might be worth thinking about re-rolling for him, but again, we don't have any official skill list, any real stats kind of say, but yeah. But I think that will wrap up today's video. In the comment section down below, let me know what you think that last character slot will be, because once again, we do have 18. We have 16 on the list, 17 counting Lotus, so there's at least one more character that account has that they didn't show, and we clearly don't have all the SSRs, you know, 2 SSRs, but let me know down below what you think, what you hope pity will be like, what you think the rates will be like. Hopefully it's not 5%, because then, you know, a lot of people, well, hopefully it is 5%. Then, you know, as the time goes on, maybe they boost it up to 10 after we get a lot more characters into the pool. So that is going to wrap up today's video. As I said before, like, comment, subscribe, that juicy YouTube stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.